Hey Subbies, we're going to be doing the story time tag. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos. And check out my bonfire link in the description box below. I have some adorable merchandise. Mugs, t-shirts, kids clothing, tote bags. They are all adorable because they all support the amazing message, sensational smiles go for miles. Let's get into this fun-filled tag. Tell about a time you lied to a parent. I've never lied to either of my parents because I've always believed in honesty always being the best policy. Tell about a time you stole something. When I was a little girl, I had stolen a dog bone from a pet store because I wanted to bring our new puppy home a treat from when we had gone out so he wouldn't feel left out that when we got back he didn't have anything. A confrontation you had with a teacher. I had a disagreement with a teacher about a grade that I had received on a test, and the teacher's policy was, if you can persuade me as to why you feel you deserve the grade that you think you do, I will change the grade. I had explained to the teacher that I felt that I deserved a higher grade because compared to all the other students, I didn't have as grammatically of an incorrect paper, and my paper flowed better than a lot of the other essays that I had to read from the other students. Teacher changed my grade. The best gift ever. The best gift ever had to be when I had gotten my iPhone 6s as a Christmas present 2 years ago. I couldn't be more grateful. I absolutely love iPhones, and I love how seamlessly they work and how amazing it is to be able to film, edit, and upload on your iPhone, as well as to be able to design thumbnails right on your iPhone. It is truly the gift of the electronic gods. A time you tricked a sibling. Well, my sibling actually tricked me. When I was a little girl, around 5 years old, he called me to go down into the basement where he had a spooky mask on that honestly looked like a mask from the Goonies. I had never been more terrified in my life. I had also never had any doubts there that I could run as quick as lightning, especially in that moment when I ran back up the stairs to get away from the really spooky monster mask that my brother was wearing. Your boyfriend or girlfriend cheated. Never had that experience because the people that I've been with have always been honest with me. The time you broke up with a good friend. This has happened to me recently. I had decided that the friend that I had been friends with ever since 5th grade, that we weren't a good fit to have in each other's lives for friendships because of how drastically her life had changed, and that her and I didn't have the things in common anymore or the interest to continue communicating, even though we don't live in the same city anymore, even though you have so many options with video chatting and messaging available to you to be able to communicate. It doesn't work as well if only one side of the friendship is willing to do that. A time that you embarrassed yourself playing sports. A time that I embarrassed myself playing sports was when I was playing softball for the first time at school, and I tried to run the base before I hit the ball. That didn't work out the way I was planning it to. A story about how you got your pet. Well, the first pet that I had ever gotten was a Pomeranian Chihuahua we named Foxy. We got her simply because when we went into the pet store that we were just intending on only looking, we had seen her up in the cage there. Her paws were under her head there, and she was looking at everyone passing by in the outside of the cages. And when my parents and I had left the store, I had told them that that dog is meant for us. We really should get that puppy because it's alone in there, and if we adopt her, she'll have all of us as her family, and then she'll never have to know what loneliness is ever again. That sold them, and that puppy had lived with us for 7 years. A holiday catastrophe. A holiday catastrophe that had happened to me was when on Christmas morning I had opened my presents, and it was a really funny gift that I had gotten. It was a pack of allergy pills and some mayonnaise. So if you're allergic to mayonnaise, you have the allergy pills to combat the allergic reaction. The time that you had tried out for something. I have never tried out for anything, but I had wanted to try out for things, but due to the fear of not getting picked from the tryouts, had persuaded me not to pursue trying out. Something that happened while camping. I had done camping in a front yard, and while I was sleeping in the tent there, my friend and I, we had heard a noise outside of the tent, and apparently all that it was a cat that was clawing at the tent because it wanted to come in there and cuddle up with us. It didn't want to be outside of the tent because it knew that there were people inside of the tent. And to be clear, it was a domestic cat, not like a mountain lion. A vacation mishap. This had happened when I was in a mall in one of the stores, and I had gotten into the elevator, but I didn't realize that the elevator had two sets of doors, one for going in and one for going out. My parents had already gotten off of the elevator, and when I turned around, they weren't in the elevator with me anymore. I didn't realize that we had to leave through the other set of doors. So I was freaking out, wanting to know how do I get the elevator to go back down so then I could get out at the correct floor, because I was still going up in the building. The day everything went wrong. This had happened to me when I was in middle school. I woke up late for class. I ended up accidentally wearing my pajamas to school, which thankfully that worked out for me because I wore a full set of pajamas, tops and bottoms. And when I had gotten to school, I realized that I didn't have the homework completed, so I was very disappointed with that because I had always been very on top of making sure all of my assignments were completed. And then when it came time for lunch, I had ended up spilling taco sauce on my bright white pajama pants, so that was a great look for me. But I knew that even though this day didn't go quite as I had planned, there's no chance that any day could possibly be worse than this, so it can only go up from here. A time I was surprised. I was surprised when I had gotten my iPhone 6s for Christmas 2 years ago. It was the best Christmas present I had ever gotten. I am extremely grateful for it. I was extremely surprised because I wasn't sure with the financial situation if I'd be getting any Christmas presents, but I was definitely pleasantly surprised when I had opened the present and found this beautiful iPhone 6s in the packaging. It has been my favorite surprise that I've gotten. I love how easy it is to create YouTube thumbnails on it, which is my favorite thing to do, as well as to interact with all of these amazing subscribers on my social medias. Twitter's Comedy Addict, Instagram is Comedy Creation. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram because I love to interact with all of you on there. Like some of my posts, leave me some comments, and I'm going to be giving you a shout out in my next video. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Make sure you check out my bonfire link in the description box below. I have some adorable merchandise listed on there. Tote bags, t-shirts, kids clothing, mugs, they are all adorable because they all support the amazing message, sensational smiles go for miles. Go and check them out. They'll be in the description box below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what your answers are to these questions, and tell me the most embarrassing moment that has ever happened in your life. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Until then, sensational smiles go for miles. Be sure to subscribe and stay a while. See you in my next video. Bye, subbies.